relationships, people having someone next to you, having someone who believes in you and will help build you when you have nothing. That's the
Mm.
person you should be with at the top as well. Same with my missus. Jesus. I won't be able to do this without her. Woof. No chance. No way. She's my number one fan. She believes in me the most. Without her, this just doesn't happen. And I think that's very important. Literally what you just said. And also with money, like everything is energy. So it's like you said, if you start seeing it as a waste, it'll start having a negative impact on your mind, on your life. Whereas when you give money, it's just an exchange of energy. So if you are happy to give your last £10 to just say someone on the street, you just give your it's just all you've got as well, but they've got less. You've got the roof, the home, everything like that, the food. It's just you're waiting to the next paycheck. But for them, it's different. If you can give that with goodness and not think, oh, I'm giving this because I feel bad. I don't want to give it, but at the same time, you know, it's all about your relationship with whatever it is that we're transferring energy within. And I think literally what your missus said there is spot on. Like, it's spot on. Like, don't get wiser than that, really, because obviously, as we know, the world revolves around money right now. It's capital, capital, capital. But I think money's not wealth, it's a means to get to wealth. So it's like we have to use it now to gain wealth, but people think that money is wealth,
Hmm.
but it's not. And money is essentially nothing. It doesn't exist. We
Hmm.
used to trade in buttons and coins
Hmm.
and gold and diamonds and coal. Now it's just paper. So it's
Hmm.
like that's nothing. It's what we're getting to is the something. But go on, I'll let you.
No, that's true, man. And I think it's so important to have good relationships with people, with friends, with
Mm.
a great partner, because like you cannot choose your partner out of lust. You gotta choose her of her qualities, because if you see her for her big bum, her what's the big bunda,
BBL.
say over there, a big, you know. So,
Brilliant.
they say that, if you choose her for the way she looks, you don't know what she is
Mm.
behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I've learned is that, when you're with the partner, you only see the perfect side of her, what she wants you to see. It isn't until
Yeah.
you live with them that you're like, damn, this is what I'm with.
Yep. Yes.
Or like when things go hard, that's when you know the real one comes out. The real version
Mm.
of them when things get hard. So I'm just very blessed. And, I like to thank God because my partner is such an amazing partner. And it's like we're
Mm.
both driving the plane, you know? I might be a little better at driving the plane, a little more expert because, you might be a man or whatever. Or you say a woman. We're both driving the plane. But, sometimes I can't drive it good. So the other one got to drive it a little bit, and I got to drive it a little
Hmm.
bit. It's a team effort. And I always tell people like, she might have better areas of knowledge than me at some things, but you cannot be close as a man and be
No.
like, damn, no, my way is right. You got to be like, wow, like, okay, I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna grow because I'm a Latino, Mexican, and Mexicans is like, I'm a man, and the women shut up and listen to me.
Mm.
But they never see it from the way of learning. Like, my partner has also 20 years of experience. What if we combine both of the brains? And let's see what happens. Let's see how good we
Mm.
are playing.
I think it's also as well as like I don't believe in soulmates. I believe in I believe in lessons. I
Mm,
I see the world as just a hell of a lot of lessons, and I think that because I'm a little older than you, so I've probably been with a couple more people.
mm-hmm,
But my relationships have never been crazy long term. They've always been quite short because I don't know. There's been some that I thought this is the one that said there's nothing else after this. This is the one, and then whatever happens, and then the next one. This is the one. This is the one now. I'm sure of it, and then whatever happens, and then oh no, this is the one this time. Like this one. But it's like, what is this teaching me? What is this showing me? What's the lesson here?
Mm,
Why do I think this every time, but it's not? Whereas the relationship I'm in now, I'm going on 2 years. We live together. I've never lived with a partner before. I've never gone over about 10 months with the same person. I've never really been big into relationships, actually. I've always known that I've been trying to find myself. So if I'm trying to find myself, it's going to be hard to be with someone because I'm still searching for me. So I don't know who to be to you, you know? Like I
mm,
don't know who to be to you because I don't know who to be to me. So it's like when I tell people as well, when I do a couple of TikTok lives where I help people, give them advice and things, and I say to them like, "Do you love yourself?" And they will go, "No." And I'll go, "Okay, but you're telling me that you want to find love, but you can't even love yourself. How are you expecting someone to love you when you don't love you?"
mm-hmm,
Because that's all it is. You give it to yourself, the world gives it to you. Like you give it to the world, vice versa.
mm,
But it's like people, like you say, tradition, culture has a lot of impact on how people behave. Like you say, it for Britain, British culture. I think in every culture, if you go back far enough, which isn't that far, it's the same with the man and the woman. Man goes to work, man does this. Woman stays at home, woman does this. Shush, make this. Man comes back, be fed, sleep, repeat, work, da 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 da. There's always been that sort of structure, but I think when you peel it back and realize that it's just a structure, not the structure,
mm-hmm,
you realize that it's like you said, what if we combine both of these brains? What do we get? Because you have knowledge that she doesn't have, she has knowledge that you doesn't have, you don't have, and people don't want to admit that a lot of the time. You find it's like a masculine thing. She knows more than me on something. Nah, come on, can't believe that.
mm-hmm,
Whereas when you accept it, you're like, wait, that's when things happen. That's when ideas start forming. That's when plans start being made, and you start going, actually, I can take that from there, take that from there. You've taught me something good there. I've taught you something good. And that's why I come back to saying I don't believe in soulmates because the earth's unpredictable. This life's unpredictable. You know, God knows what's going to happen next week. Every week, something crazy is happening now, and we're exposed to it. Like I said before, we never had that exposure before the internet. I mean, we don't know what that was like. We've always just been exposed to everything, but we know because we've looked at it through perspective of other people. We know that okay, maybe I'm not meant to be seeing this, so I won't. But regardless of that, when it comes to soulmates and the people with you, I think it's just people here to teach you something. I think whoever comes into your life at this moment in time are there to teach you something. If they're there till the end, then that's the lesson. They're there till the end. Your lesson was to grow with someone, learn from this one person who has all this knowledge, and work together to become something.
mm-hmm.
And which I do believe for me now. But the reason why I haven't once said that this is my soulmate, this is the person I'm spending the rest of my life with, is because every time I've said that, it's changed. It's like the universe goes, hang on, you're not in control here. I'm in control, and I'm giving you the lessons. I'm giving you the people to come into your life to dictate what happens, not you. And I think that's where it takes it back a little bit. And that's why I just think that, yeah, people will meet people and be with them forever. And it can happen, of course, 100%. But I think that that's why people these days, especially for the younger generation, aren't in monogamous relationships as much anymore. Is because of what we've been taught again, what we've been shown, what we've been, it's good to like I don't follow influencers, follow celebrities. There's certain people I will listen to and take their word for certain things, but most of the time I'm just like, yeah, they're getting paid, so it's fine. They say what they say. But I think you look at like the Andrew Tates and stuff like that, like he's a character, which people don't realize. People think he's real. He's a character and he gets paid a lot of money for being a character because hate and love garner the same view. It doesn't matter which one you're getting, same eyes are looking. So, and people don't realize that a lot. But I think it's what we've been taught. I don't know where I went with that. I went on a tangent really with that.
Go for it, man. Go for
But
it.
But I just think when it comes to having the right person by your side, you can accomplish anything. As you know, you are doing it. You're accomplishing it. You've got a woman by your side who believes in you, supports you, and who knows you can make it. It's funny because oftentimes they believe in us more than we believe in ourselves. That's when it's the right woman. And that's what I've learned from this anyway. I don't know about you, what your experience is, what you've learned new from being with someone who believes in you. But what have you learned new from that? So I know my lessons, but for yourself.
I think that what she's taught me is like she has a lot of wisdom, which is insane. And it's like we don't really don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow.
Mm,
We really don't know. So like, just give the best effort you got what's in front of you, and that's it. And and when I thought about it, I was like, damn, it could be so simple as she's saying, but what is she trying to say? And I try to decipher it. And it's like really like, do not put your emotions, do not invest your feelings on the future. Plan it,
mm,
use your thoughts, plan it, yes, but that's if it
yeah,
happens, you know? But life is gonna go the way it's gonna go, and whatever comes up at you, tackle it head on, be the best that you can. That's all we could really do. Your effort and your reaction to things in life. And once you realize that, it sets you kind of free. You're like, yeah, life is gonna happen. But the way we react to it, we better react to it as best we can because we don't really react to the thing. We react to how we react to it. You know, like
yeah,
our
yeah,
feelings, our
yeah.
thoughts. And it's like
Hell yeah, that's a good way of saying that. Yeah.
things happen in life and it provokes a conveyor belt of thoughts and we gotta react to be like, no, chill. What's the logical best solution right now? Boom, what's the best option right now? Like you're playing chess. What's the best move
Mm,
right now? And it's like a muscle that you train. And the more you learn it, it just comes automatic. And you think less. Your instincts just know what to do. It's very strange to get to a level like that, but it takes so much like pain and suffering to get to this like that.
oh yeah, 100%. You have to go through something. Everyone who's created something amazing, everyone who's produced that bit crazy bit of music, that beautiful piece of art, that grand structure of a building, they've gone through something.
Yeah.
Whether that be personal, painful, physical, mental. No one ever created anything for just being in, say, just being bliss all the time. Happiness, I believe, is a choice.
Mm-hmm.
I think personally, happiness is a choice. We
Mm-hmm.
choose to be happy. We don't. It doesn't happen to us, which I think people think it does. That's why they expect that. Oh, I do this, it was going to make me happy, but I've done it now. Why am I not happy? Because you've not reacted in the way that you should for you to be happy. You've decided that, oh, I've done this and it didn't fulfill me. So, okay, that was horrible then what I did. But it actually, what you did is what you did, and you just chose to feel about it how you felt about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting, it's weird, isn't it? Because I'm gonna ask you this actually. I'm just gonna ask you this question because I just seen it then and I was like, that's a heavy question, but stop it. Because of why does all any of this matter? What do you think the meaning of life is for yourself?
For myself, the meaning of life.
Mm,
That's insane. For myself is accept that we're flawed, that there's something bigger than us,
mm,
and we know nothing. And try and just doing those things, it humbles you, makes you open to learn, and yeah, just be humble. Like, to accept that there's something bigger than you, a creator, humbles you, and to accept that we know nothing makes you learn everything every day and realize that we're flawed, that we're not perfect. We're gonna hurt each other. We're gonna hurt the people we love indirectly. Sometimes you get hurt, like me. Sometimes I get hurt by my partner, but it just happens because maybe, it just happens. Like,
mm,
so once you learn that people gonna hurt you, that there's something bigger than you, and you're never gonna stop learning, I think those are the simple ones, and that's it.
mm.
And you, what do
So
you?
my, oh God, for me, it's changed over the years. Originally, it was when we're naive and not conscious, awake to reality. For me, it
Autopilot.
was yeah, exactly. When I was on autopilot, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
When I was on autopilot, it was like the meaning of life for me would have been to become whatever I wanted to be. So that's career, that's
Mm-hmm.
job wise. That's what the meaning was because that's what we're taught. As I've got a little older, experienced a lot of things. I'm very fortunate to have been to quite a lot of places in the world and met quite a lot of people and a lot of people who have got stories to tell who are far, far older than me and you, who have got wisdom and experience in the world. For me, it's just to simply exist
Mm.
and no more, no less. And something interesting me and my friends speak about is why do people commit acts of unkindness? Why do people do things, say murder? We can say worse things, but we'll go with murder. Why do people do that? And does it go against the law of themselves and the law of the universe in that are they actually committing an evil atrocity and act? Because when we look at good and bad, now this is going to be hard for me to explain, but I'll try my best. There's no difference, essentially, and that sounds nuts. There's only what resonates with us in good and bad. It's not the actual act. Because what I've realized with people who I've spoken to is that some people have done atrocious things, regret them. Um, but I say to them, in that time when you were feeling you wanted to do that thing, did it resonate with you to do? And they said yes. They were like, in that moment, that's what I wanted to do. So I didn't see it as a bad thing. It resonated with me. So I almost saw it as good. So that's where it's like, it becomes the lines become blurred almost, but everything's a scale. And without the good, there is no bad. And yin and yang. It's like, so that brings me to the meaning of life for me. It's just to exist. And it doesn't necessarily, I mean, me personally, I understand that when I'm good to my community, when I have positive interactions, when I have a good time, um, I don't know, just a good time in general with people, it fulfills me more. It resonates with me more. I vibrate on a higher vibration a lot more. But when I've been in those bad times and just done things that I necessarily wouldn't do now, but have done, I felt no different. And it's strange because then it essentially what does that mean? Because if I'm feeling no difference when I'm really happy to them when I'm really sad, because like we say, we're the observer. We're just observing it happen. So what is good and bad? It can get quite, and if you lead your life like that, you can do some bad things, what we will consider bad, which is why I don't. It's being conscious and being conscious that you got to love those out there, help those rather than hinder them. But the meaning of life for me is just it is just to exist because what else are we here to do? Because we can talk for as long as we want to talk about everything we want to speak about, but in the reality of it, we don't have the answers. As much as we can believe in what we believe in, it's faith. We have faith in what we believe. We have faith, and that's what keeps most people going is faith. Because, like you say, you have faith in a higher power, something that's outside of you, that's looking out for you, but is also giving you the lessons, is by your side, is there to guide you, but ultimately is there to show you who you are
Mm-hmm.
rather than do everything for you. Because a lot of people, like you said earlier, their relationship with God is a lot different. It's like, I can't remember the term you used, and it was really good. I can't remember what exactly you said, but when people aren't very, it's like a passive relationship with them. You said something perfect, and I can't remember what it was. When I watch it back, I'm gonna kick myself, but it doesn't matter. But I think that when you have that relationship that is like the passive or anything like that, I think it's because you don't necessarily believe in yourself, but I don't know. I've lost what I was saying there. Damn it. See, this is my problem also when I speak a lot. My brain, like when we're saying the conveyor belt. See, I'm very, I don't know what scale I'm on, but I'm on some spectrum scale. So my brain works very differently. But um, for me personally, my relationship with God is different to yours. See, I believe in a higher power, but this is going to sound pretty mad. But I believe that the higher power is me, is you, is everyone. Because I truly believe that there's nothing separate to what we are. So essentially, you don't exist in my world and I don't exist in yours. It's like I believe that we're all connected because when we die, energy is just transferred. It's not destroyed. You can't destroy energy.
Hmm.
And in that respect, I believe that we are all connected and that the higher power that I look to is that voice we were talking about. Is the voice inside your head. Okay, so how we said, who's listening to that? Where's it's ongoing, but then it's contained within us. So there's a reason for that, why it's contained within us.
Hmm.
But I think, I don't know. We'll move on to the next thing because I've kind of lost what I was initially saying. It was talking about resonating with people who do bad and good and how it's the same thing, but their relationship with what they believe in the higher power and the relationship with what believe is an external source is that, yeah, no, let's move on from that because I've lost it. I've
No,
lost what I was saying.
go back. I want to go back.
Go on. You can edit that crap out.
It's all right. It's all right. It's just about pulling it out, and slowly developing it.
Mm, yeah.
It's hard to reach new heights. It's very hard, but it takes
Mm,
patience. And
it does. It does. Patience. You're right there, my
and
friend.
I believe that if okay, I like to go back to think about atheists. They believe there's no God. So when you believe there's no God, you believe in no good and no evil. So anything goes. So I believe it's
Mm,
important to have a standard of what's good and evil because it's very hard to explain. But if there's no like, if everything is good in your eyes, you can do anything you want.
yeah.
So I believe that there should be a standard, the
Like a
simple,
moral code.
yeah, like no killing, no lying, no stealing, just those simple ones, and which I believe that the Bible teaches because, all these things are inherently bad, like stealing, blasphemy, uh, lying, lusting over your partner's wife, which is extremely horrible. I just think that that's like those are the base ones. We can all agree that those are not good.
Mm,
That they're simple, like how they say the Ten Commandments. Those are very simple, like and love thy neighbor. And I believe if you do that, like you're chilling, you're straight, and that's the
yeah.
standard. That's what I believe. Like I know they say, oh, it's to control your mind, but if you actually look at the rules, it's pretty simple. I want to say,
Mm,
if you have a neighborhood, you don't want people to lie. You want people that are nice to yourself in your neighbor. You want people that don't want to kill you, that don't look at your wife and like, oh, I'm gonna get at your wife when I have the chance. You want to have a good community. So that's what I like. That's why I see it as like good, and like how you say that some
mm,
people that they saw it as good, like they're murdering and everything, is just because they didn't have that standard. They didn't have those rules, kind of like in their consciousness. So,
mm. I agree with that. To make a society run, you need something at a base level, do's and don'ts. You have to have that because if you don't, like you say, you've seen The Purge, I imagine, the films. It'll literally become like that. Everyone would be going out doing what they want. The worst in someone's head, they'd be acting upon it. But I put this to you because you said obviously if you're in the neighborhood and stuff, you don't want people to lie and be deceitful and stuff and kill. But there are situations where these things are necessary. So
mhm,
where does the line
mhm,
come? Because it's like for war example, the wars that are happening now, nah. But the wars that have happened in the past where actual powers were against each other and it weren't just funding things, when planes were going over the places that we live, like that's when it's necessary. But when you're in that war, you're on the front line, you got to kill because you're going to get killed otherwise, you know? So
Hmm.
it's like it's mitigating that. It's finding so where does it fall in between them? Because obviously to make the society run perfect, we would show mercy. We would say capture the enemy and then what? Reform them. But it's like it's hard because this is like what I ask people, especially who are like hardcore religious as well, or even just a little bit. I just say, so where's the line then? Because if you
Hmm.
accept one thing, but then you say, no, that's bad, this is where I have the questions. And,
Hmm.
so for you, what would you say to that? Because obviously you're in that space of being.
I just think that there's like the self-defense one. Like, let's say there's a school shooter. He's about to kill. He's about to commit a lot of evil. You gotta take him out. I'm sorry, you gotta take him out. Like, that's when murder or is acceptable because he's gonna commit more evil. You know, like it's a
Who
self-defense.
decides that though?
It's
Who decides that though? Is it you?
basically yes, because if there's somebody that's gonna commit more murder, you're stopping evil. Like if you're gonna see somebody like if somebody's gonna stab your wife, you gotta take them out or you gotta shoot them or
Hmm.
something, you know?
Yeah, of course.
Like because that's you're doing it out of righteousness, like you're doing it out of protection. But if you just go out and try to kill people, like that's not good. But if you're doing from
Hmm.
protecting those, from evil, that's when it's good. But not when you just go out and kill people.
Let me put this to you then. 'Cause I thought of a scenario. Because I
Hmm.
find it interesting, how you answer. I like it. It's good. If, say, for example, so someone born into a family that were quite abusive, not good to them, not nice to them. And again, I'm all about accountability and
Hmm.
taking responsibility for who you are. As you get to a certain age, you're very aware of the world. You're very aware of interaction, good and bad. But just say they've been indoctrinated that much as a child that their literally sole purpose is to go and commit a heinous act. They've been raised to do this. They've been influenced to do this. No one from the outside who can give any good opinion has been able to get to them to give it to them. Now they're in a scenario where they're about to commit an act that you've just spoke about. Say they're in the school ready to shoot God knows how many people. Now you make that decision. But we don't know what they've gone through to get to that point.
Hmm.
Do you think there's a different way, or would you say that it's still in that self-defense way, in that righteous way of, it's what's the greater evil here? It's like, how do I make that choice then? What would you say to that if you knew, for example, so you were in that situation and you knew what they'd been through, but someone was like, we got to take this guy out. What would you then maybe approach it like?
It depends. Like, let's say he has an AR-15, he's already shooting people. Yeah, you gotta take him out. Like, because you have to take him out. Like, you're just gonna kill more innocent people, you know? And like, he's just in autopilot mode. He's just in evil mode. He been programmed by his surrounding, by
Hmm.
his family environment. He don't has that standard. And he's just like in his mind is normal to just go kill. Like that's his outlet, you know. So I mean, he's just filled with the standard of evil. So he might not see it like that because in our mind, like let's say, uh, I don't want to run away from it, but because I'm not like that. But like in his mind, it looks good. But if we go by the standard, it's bad. So we have
Hmm.
to take him out. Like that's just my mind. It's like that's evil, pure evil. I know it sucks, but we're gonna prevent like 10, 5 5 more people. You gotta do what you gotta do. And protect your family. I like to always think about like that. Protect your family and the innocent people. And if we gotta take one person out, you gotta do it in a
Hmm.
righteous way. That's all I
It's
say.
interesting, isn't it? It's hard. It's hard to answer because it's like you go against your own moral code in a way. You go against what you essentially preach. We're all the same. Like, you know, when it comes to that stuff, it's like I'd never go out and kill someone. But if was in a situation where it's life or death for myself, I'm gonna make sure that my life is coming out. alive. Same with the missus, for example. If someone was to attack her, I've got to, do what I can to stop that. And
Yeah.
whatever the consequence is, the consequence. But I think it's very intricate because it's like the rules were made by probably the same people that implemented a kind of society where we have to go against the rules to live. You know what I mean? It's almost like this constant battle of good and evil, but it's like good and evil within yourself, and it's in your mind. It's not with the external world. It's good and evil within the mind and what we perceive as good and evil.
Hmm.
Because it's like in the wild, when a lion ruthlessly kills a zebra or whatever, we're not like, yo, someone needs to go take out that lion now. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's like we accept that as nature, and we are animals essentially. We're just, have the intelligence and have the capability to be more and become more. But when it comes down to it, we are still just the same. We're just at the top of the food chain, which makes us the most intelligent, which makes us the most able to survive. But what separates us? What separates that philosophy that, say, an animal would have? And for me, it's the teaching. Like animals aren't taught like we are. They don't form like we do. They don't, but they have human patterns, all different animals. Wolves go in packs. We're very tribal. We stick together. People stick together, one side against the other, tribalistic. It's like things with like, I can't even think now with animals, but I used to know loads of animal facts and stuff like that. But it's like perspective. How does one see it to the other person, you know? It's like
Hmm.
it's hard and I think that's where it's like the true test comes is in those situations which God forbid they ever happen, you know. Like I know you're in America. It's a little harder it's a little harder over there. I know what it's like. I have seen a lot of different stuff. But I think like you say, have those base rules, have the mob do something to someone that's bad and hurtful, that's also going to hurt me. Because that's what people don't realize is when we do bad things to other people, other entities, anything, it comes back to us. Because I do believe in karma, but I think it's more that the universe doesn't resonate that way. Because have you noticed when you make someone smile or do something kind for someone, it fills you with joy and fulfills you, but also the universe shifts a little bit. So it's like, okay. I'm feeling like this resonates with what I'm doing. It's putting me on a vibration which is quite good. Because when you mentioned the chakras before, and I think did you say you don't believe in like chakras and things?
And chakras, I used to, but it's just deceit. Like, though I used to do that stuff, I used to meditate and all that stuff, but and now I realize that nah, I don't believe in that no more. Yeah.
That's interesting. What made you come to that conclusion that you don't believe in like see meditation, for example, is a tool. It's not exactly it's something to be able to calm your mind. So for me it works very well at the end of the day. Starting your own business, as you know, doing something like this it takes it out of you. I mean, you're up at 4 a.m. God damn it, speak to me. So there we go. But it's like for me, meditation, I use it as a tool to center myself, to calm myself. But what made you not believe like in certain things like that?
I just let's go. Okay. So meditation, what meditation does, it clears your mind, right?
Mm,
You clear it artificially. I know it's very hard to say, but it kind of clears it artificially. And it's like you got to keep meditating to keep it clear. But I figured out a way, like with God, is that boom, you talk to him and it goes away. And it's like meditation is only like a band-aid. You're not really like fixing it. And once I put my trust in God, like I just got it just like unlocked it like peace, no anxiety, no stress. Like I feel nervous, butterflies in my stomach again. I haven't
mm,
felt like that in years. Like when I try to record a podcast, I feel butterflies. It's just excitement, you know?
yeah.
But but yeah, like meditation was just like putting a band-aid over it, which I had to actually face it and give it to God. And once I did that, it gave me the ultimate peace, the ultimate everything, and like how they say enlightenment. Like I believe that God enlightened me.
Hmm. So do you pray?
Yes, a lot.
Okay. So tell me the difference between prayer and meditation.
Meditation is you clear your mind, right?
Hmm.
So you just go, and like you try to think of nothing. Like you try to just stare at the blackness and just let go of the conveyor belt. Make the conveyor belt stop using your own strength. But praying is like, God, like, okay, let me show you. Be like, Father, look, I don't know what's gonna happen to me. Guide me. I know you got me. Right now I'm struggling with anxiety. Heal me, man. Give me the strength that I need, Father. In Jesus' name. And then boom, it goes away.
Hmm.
It's like a relationship. Be like, God, I don't know what I gotta do here. Sometimes we don't even have solutions to things we have in life. Like, damn, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. Just let it flow. And then you just let it go. And then he got you. Like most of the time I don't prepare for podcasts. I just
Yeah.
got like that's
Flow.
just my thing, man. Like I had a whole thing like talking about Marcus Aurelius. I had prepped all like but I was like, the
I
best
feel
thing.
bad now.
Nah, don't worry about it, man. Like I actually enjoy like because I don't know, I see sometimes podcasts are very scripted and I like to just be
Mm,
real. Whatever happens pops up in your brain is for a reason, and let's go with it.
mm,
Try to go as deep and dig. We both dig. Pop, 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 bounce off each other. You got things to say. Boom, boom, boom. But yeah, going back to that is, but yeah, like it's like once I realized that you got to give him your worries and he provides, and he's been providing for me, and it's been a blessing. And like God's watching. Like it's like this is what they say meditation gives. God gave it to me without meditating,
mm.
and it's a blessing, man.
Yeah, I respect that because obviously it resonates with you. So you're speaking your truth. It's like, for me, I will be honest, I do believe that there is no difference. I believe that prayer, meditation, things like affirmations, stuff like this, I believe is all the same. Purely because you were right in what you say. When you meditate, you're stopping that conveyor belt. You're slowing the mind down. I necessarily wouldn't say, for me personally, because it's all also personal experience.
Hmm.
It depends how far you've gone with it and how far you're willing to go with it. For me, I've gone deep into meditation where to the point where I'm having a psychedelic experience. So it's like it's released something in my brain. I mean, it can release DMT when you meditate, but that's like after a certain while. But it's like for me, it used to be meditation used to be slowing down, calming that conveyor belt, seeing that everything that's popping in, thinking about everything that needs to be done or everything that I need to do or worry about, just observe it. And meditation for me is like being the observer. That's the guide to being the observer, is to see it rather than slow down the conveyor belt. So I used to slow down the conveyor belt to understand why am I racing so quick? Why is everything going so fast? But then it became more of let me look at the conveyor belt. Why is it going so fast? What are the things on it? And for me, I relate that to the same as maybe asking God, okay, right, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if this is going to make it. I don't know if this idea will come to fruition, but I have faith in it and I have faith in you and I have faith in the fact that this may not work out. And if it doesn't work out, I was prepared for that. But I think that's essentially the same because I do the same. When I meditate, I ask myself, not will this work out? I just become grateful. It's gratitude is a big one. When you're grateful for what you have, and when you're grateful for what you don't have yet, but are grateful for it anyway, the universe tends to bring it to you in its own ways. But I think with prayer and meditation, the reason I think they're so similar is because I used to do both. So, and I used to consider them very separate. Because I did have a religious phase in my life where I was like, no, I really, really am connected to this. I do really believe in this. But then I don't know. I just realized that everything I was asking the external source, God, for, I was sort of asking me, and I was the one that was fixing it subconsciously and giving myself these answers rather than it came from somewhere. Yes. Do I think it's external? No, but that's my experience, my perspective. And that's another thing as well is that everyone's different. And that's why I like it when I don't do the same thing or see something the same like this with you because it's interesting. We both have the same mindset. We both have the same perspective of be good out there, comes back. Believe in yourself, have faith in yourself, know that it may not work out, but be okay with that. Things that happen are just things happening. How
Hmm.
we react is how it'll be. We have those in common, and that is the way we live. So to get to that, we've done two different things, essentially.
Hmm.
But I like see it as the same because I think, well, it is essentially for me. I'm speaking from me. I can't speak for everyone. We all have different, different experiences, but I don't know. I've just from doing both of them and asking God, I realized that I would do that, then meditate, and I was just doing the same thing and getting the same answer, getting the same energy in. Two different forms of way of doing it. Because
Hmm.
it's like there are many ways to skin a cat. I think that, that's how I can relate it to that is because through prayer, meditation, affirmations, when we say things. I mean, one person who I would say you'd probably be intrigued to look at is Nikola Tesla. I don't know if
Yeah.
you are aware of his work and stuff,
Yeah, he's a genius.
but the power of numbers with him, 369. Say something three times in the morning, six times in the afternoon, nine times at night. Also write them down in that order, three, six, nine. So say, for example, the one I would use was, I'm grateful for my multiple streams of income. I'd write that down three times, six times, nine times every day. And it's strange because there's power in writing as well. See, I'm very spiritual, but I also realize that's just another label. So it's like I realize that there's all these things happening, but it all for me comes back to this. We're just here to experience this.
Hmm.
No matter how we go about getting to a certain place through whatever we do, we're just here experiencing it. You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't matter what each of us do essentially, because we're all getting to the same end anyway. We all live, we all die. What happens in between, it doesn't actually matter in the grand scheme of things. But for us, because we're in this experience, it does. So we live it as best we can. But I don't know. For me, prayer and meditation, it gave me the same answers, gave me the same feeling, and I felt exactly the same, except for one I was talking outwards and one I was talking inwards.
Hmm.
So I thought, I'm talking outwards, getting the same back. I'm talking inwards, getting the same back. That must mean I'm talking to myself from my perspective. From my
Hmm.
perspective.
Yeah,
So it's like, yeah, that's interesting.
okay, so so essentially you're praying inward.
Mm.
You're praying inwardly?
When I would pray outwardly. I was speaking to an external source when I used to pray. So in my mind, there was someone there, something there, an entity, an energy, whatever that may be, separate from myself, and I would speak to that. So I wouldn't speak to me. Whereas in meditation, I speak to me.
Hmm.
I go in and I speak to this, the mind. Like the third eye, very important. Like once you open that, which yours is open, your third eye is open because you wouldn't see the world the way you do if it wasn't. And it's like Egyptology. I'm very big into Egyptian culture from the day back in the day. And I think when you do a lot of research in that and see the comparisons to today and then, it's like it's almost obvious, like what you can see. But I think for me, yeah, when I would pray, I was praying to an external source. It wasn't to me. And I would sit there and be fully aware that I'm not asking myself for these things. I'm not even asking for anything, essentially. I'm just affirming that whatever will be, will be. I know that something's got my back. Whatever that is, it's got my back. And it did. But I realized that I got the same results from going inwards as well. Like
Mm.
for me.
Okay. And I have a question. So because We have the affirmations. The way I see affirmations is like, oh, I'm strong, I'm courageous, I'm. But you're saying that you're the way you do affirmations is showing gratitude.
Mm.
So that's the way you're saying it?
Yeah, so I affirm things as if so instead of saying I am strong, because like we are these things, what we say I am is very important because that's what all we are is I am. When you ask someone who they are, they'll tell you their name, but that's not who they are. It's like my affirmations are just being grateful for being alive, for for the things that I have, for the food I have, for the house that I have. And people would in turn thank God for that. So it's the, for me, it equates to the same. But when I affirm things, I'm not asking for them because a lot of people manifest and affirm things through mantras. So they will say something like,
Yeah.
I'm ready to accept this, I want this, da da da. I changed it and said I'm grateful for that instead. So it's like I live my life already having these things that maybe sometimes I don't have. Then the universe is like, oh, he's grateful for something that he subconsciously wants, but he's consciously being grateful for having already. That's
Mm.
how I. It's a strange way of navigating hope for me. It's the way I hold on to hope because I've actually seen real time results for you as well. Praying, you see real time results. You do. The way you speak, the way it resonates with you, the way you feel it,
Hmm.
you see real time results from you praying. And my only question is like to the universe itself is what is the true difference? Because it's like I do the same thing through each, but yeah, my affirmations are I am grateful for whatever it is that I'm essentially wanting.
Oh, because I thought you were saying like affirmations in the way of, oh, I want to have a business, I want to have this, I want this, I want this, but you're coming in from a perspective of gratitude.
Mm.
Okay, yeah, so you're doing gratitude. Okay, I thought you were like saying that, oh, I'm strong, I'm powerful, I'm good, I'm chilling, like things like that, but I understand. You're saying it from a
Yeah,
perspective of gratitude. You're teaching yourself gratitude.
be
Okay.
grateful for it without even having it.
Yeah. Even in the Bible it talks about that
Wow, that's interesting.
you got to thank God and believe that you already have it. You had to have faith that you already have it.
Safe.
Yeah, and it's just
Exactly.
jumping into the unknown. That's all
Oh
we
yeah.
do. The future is the unknown, and you just got to jump with it. Is my roommate right here. Look, he's starting his own business. Look,
Hell yeah, man. What are you making? What's that?
he got
Oh,
his.
sick. Are they like
Coffee
vinyl
business.
stickers? Oh, coffee business.
Yeah, I grow coffee in Honduras, so that's my coffee, yeah, right there. So I got some
Oh,
beans.
sick.
So that's my
I follow, that's sick. I actually follow someone from South Carolina, I think, maybe. I'm not sure. They just started a coffee business. They've got a coffee van and they've started their own van. There was a couple, a lad and Mrs. I'm actually making them a carving for whatever. But yeah, that's interesting because I'm sure they're in the same area as well. That'd be mad if they are. You should link up with them and just like do a collaboration or something. That'd be crazy. But that's cool, man. What's it
Oh
called?
yeah, of course. Could be crazy. What was your question again?
What's your brand called? What's the coffee called?
So right now basically, it's kind of like it's a family business. So we go on bar our last name. So Romero's Coffee. I don't know if you can see it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's sick. I see a little car in the middle there. That's cool.
Yeah, that's the car that we started with. It's a Tacoma, Toyota Tacoma, and that's the one we started with. It is so much history with that car. Like that car is everything to my dad, so I added in there.
Hell yeah. So are
Uh,
you the designer then, the artist?
what's up?
Are you like the artist then? Do you design stuff?
Are
I
you
can
the
hear.
artist or you
Oh no!
design
Oh
stuff?
the no. I'm not an artist. I did do part of the design for sure. Like I started. It was like my idea, but no, I'm not like a design artist or anything like that. No, we gotta just use some Canva. and some AI. It was pretty good and it worked out.
Yeah, you done.
But actually, I swear, this was like the original idea for the logo. But I actually got a new logo. So this one, I'm gonna leave it just stickers. But this was supposed to be the logo to start off.
That would be great on some merch, like a t-shirt or something, a big print on the
I,
back. That would be sick.
yeah, I got told that. So yeah, we'll hopefully in the future we'll get to do that. You just trying it small. I'm man, it's just me doing this, so, and
Hell
I
yeah.
got like a regular job, and I'm just dreaming. That's it. That's
Nah,
what I'm doing.
you're
Dreaming.
not dreaming, you're living the dream, my friend. You're doing it. You're not dreaming it, you're living it.
Yeah, so making a 16 an hour and trying to like build up a business. I make a business is tough. It's kind of like a unrealistic. Honestly, it's very unrealistic. But we trying.
It's hard, but the thing is, persevere with it. Don't ever give up with it because the thing is you're gonna fail like a few times. I quit my job to start my business and I've failed already, but I see it as a stepping stone. You just go on to the next thing. You just think, all right, then, so how can I? Failure is just a lesson, really. It's like what we've been talking about. Like when you fail at something, it's just another lesson and showing you what you can do better next time. So like, don't give up on it. You know what I mean? You're working hard, Jesus Christ, 16-hour days and then doing that. I was only doing 8 hours, so half of that. So I feel you. I was doing it on 8 hours. You're doing it on a lot more. So I feel you with that one. You're working hard at it, but stick to it, man. That's really cool what you've created there. I like that. I would buy one of them t-shirts as well. Also, if you have social media and anything, I'll share it across my stuff. If you have it, if you follow our friend here, I'll follow you, and then I'll
Yeah,
share some
we
stuff for you.
we follow each other. Have some. I got Instagram. Getting into other apps too. So yeah,
Hell yeah.
is there? Maybe Chepe will send you the link for the Instagram. We,
Hell yeah.
we we connect through there.
That's really cool, man.
Maybe
Let's stick
one
stick
day,
at it.
maybe one day you get a bag of coffee, Romero's coffee. So you try it.
Hell yeah, I'll buy some off you. Hell yeah, I'll buy your merch. I'll buy everything. I love supporting people who are actually building something on their own, who are working hard and not being given it. I mean, even if you have been given stuff, it's still good to put the work in to create something. But I always support people like that. It's the reason why I wanted to come on this podcast and do this because I believe in what he's doing. What he's speaking is truth, and I resonate with it, and I resonate with people like yourself. Hell yeah, man, keep
Oh no,
smashing it,
no.
bro.
Thank you for supporting this guy. This guy's great. Yeah, this
Hell
guy's a
yeah, he is.
great
Is he sat
person.
there getting all embarrassed now? Because we're
Huh?
all complimenting him.
Yeah.
I gotta go to work, but hey,
Take
nice
care.
meeting you, man. You
Nice
guys
to meet you,
stay
my
safe.
friend.
All right,
Love
see
you,
you.
I'll
mano.
follow all your stuff. Nice to meet you.
Well, yeah, that's my best friend, man.
Hell yeah. That's brilliant. That's cool. See, couple entrepreneurs living together. You motivate each other.
Yeah, man. All my friends are like legendary. I'll say all my friends are like legendary. Like I got another homeboy. He from Syria. He from a war-torn country.
Damn.
He got a 4.0 and trying to be a doctor, a surgeon. And he
Wow.
literally he literally got while getting two discs replaced in his back.
Jesus, that's heavy. That's not.
He's a
Damn.
genius, man. He's a genius while having a whole job. Yeah, he's a genius. And my brother too, he's a genius. Like I'm surrounded by great people, man.
And that is something. You're a product of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So surround yourself with great people. You got no other option but to become great. Like there is no other way than that,
And
which
he's
I
like,
think is amazing. That's
and
sick, man. I really like what you're doing and what you're building and what you're gonna build as well. To be a part of it, I'm very thankful as well. Thank you for having me on, speaking to you as well, because it's amazing. Like it really is. You're
yeah,
gonna go far, man. You can feel it. Some people you just know, because I mean, to get up and dedicate yourself to what you're doing, to how you're doing it, bro, easy for you, easy for you.
thank you, man. I appreciate it. And I love when people are very honest to me. Like I remember the first video I posted, the quality was so bad. And people were like, wow, it was good. But then I had my boy right here, he was like, bro, the quality was doo-doo, like garbage. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And so then now I have like a whole lamp. I got my light from my room, literally.
Ah,
And
nice.
to make it happen, like, it's the lighting. you know, it looks good. So I got a better
Mm.
setup. I'm figuring it out, and I really appreciate when people are honest. It might cut a little bit, but the
Yeah,
way
cut what you want. If when I'm blabbing, man, just cut it out. Don't worry. I'm not going to be offended by anything you take out.
nah, I'm very raw. I leave everything in there, you know,
Mm.
because like I always say, these thoughts, these conversations could spark a curiosity in somebody to try to
Mm.
search for more. That's why I love it because we're like bouncing in two different perspectives and or kind of the same, you know, and we're just bouncing, ba ba ba, and one of them could little spark and light up their mind, and boom, they're on this path too.
I mean, for me, I've got stuff I'm going to go think about, to be honest, take away from this, you know, like the whole relationship with God type thing. I'm thinking about already, and I'm got some things I want to just go and play around with just to see. It's already making my brain work a little, but you're right. And I think this is what the beauty of this is doing. You're just making people ask those questions, you know, that they'll never really ask themselves or ever really think about because they just don't. They're too busy being robots in day to day. And I think it's just amazing. People like yourself keep doing what you're doing. Gonna get through to a lot of people, wake some people up, man.
Yeah,
Like
so
really.
and I like no, I wasn't saying like cut out the video. I was saying
Oh
like
no, no, no. I know, I saw right,
I
man.
was saying like honesty may cut a little bit, but on the long term, it's gonna help you because you're gonna grow and be better.
mm,
That's why I always love being honest to people. And when
mm,
people like vent to me or tell me I tell them, you want the honest truth, but you better
fair.
not get offended because I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear. And then
Okay, you're very much like me on that one.
like,
Even
I,
when they don't want to hear it, sometimes that's my problem.
yeah, like, but that's just how it is because you see where you're like, damn, you could be better there.
mm,
And you, like me, I feel a little like, oh, I need to tell them they need to be better. Like, oh, like let's say somebody don't want to go to the gym. I'll be like, bro, you gotta go to the gym. It's gonna help you with your health.
mm.
You know, like stop complaining that you can't get a 10, a girlfriend that's a 10 out of 10. You
Yeah.
know,
If you're not willing to work on yourself.
yeah, like you're you're looking at it wrong. You're a 4 looking for a 10. Try to be the 10. You know, we'll never be the 10, but try to work to be the 10. And then you're gonna start getting more, you know, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. But you gotta, Jordan Peterson says, how can you're asking the wrong question. You gotta say, how can I be the perfect date? Not how can I
Mm,
get the perfect date? That's totally,
yeah, hell yeah.
and
Hell yeah, I like that. I listen to him quite a lot as well, but that's really, yeah.
and even if you don't get
Right.
the perfect date, you made yourself
Mm.
better.
That's
So
why I say self-love, innit? If you don't love yourself, how can you expect to be loved? You know?
100%.
Oh yeah, this was sick, man. I really enjoyed it. It's the first time I've ever done anything like this as well. So it's like for you, I suppose you're getting used to it. Because
Yeah.
obviously you're doing quite a few now. But I've watched quite a few. They're very interesting. Some of the people perspectives that you speak to. Like I notice sometimes people want to agree with you a lot just because out of respect. And then as people get comfortable, they start saying, actually, I respect what you're saying, but from my perspective, that's why I always say from my perspective, because
Mhm.
I'm never gonna go, you're wrong, I'm right, or
Yeah.
I'm wrong, you're right, because
Mhm.
we don't have those answers. We're
Mhm.
just living this experience through that.
Mhm.
So that's how we navigate it. But damn, it feels good as well. Like it fills you with good energy as well, stuff like this.
Mhm.
Critical thinking, man. People need more of it. And you're young as well.
Thank you,
You
man.
got time to make something big. And I'm gonna support you all the way too. I believe in what you're doing, man. Really do. And I really appreciate you having me on. It's been amazing.
I thank you, man. And so I'm starting to move to like Zoom content, and I
Mm,
bought the subscription to invest. And I got other people that want to do Zoom. I got like musicians and
let's go.
players, and I just want to talk about whatever they want to talk about. That's what I am about.
I think personally, from your image to how you sound, the way you speak, man, is very rare. I don't hear a lot of people with your tone of voice, with the way you speak. It fits beautifully.
Thank you, man.
Go around to the people, and you said was it uni or college? It was uni, wasn't it? University.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe do some, and I know it's like the typical going up to someone with a mic and stuff, but instead of doing that, maybe set up something where they can come and sit down and then question them because the way you listen to people and the way you talk to people, I see there's no judgment. I feel no judgment anyway, even if there might be subconsciously. I don't feel that with you. I felt like I could tell you something that maybe I know you won't agree with, but you'll just listen to it because
Yeah.
that's the way you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
very good quality to have, and maybe do stuff like that because the people that we were speaking about who are very attached to a side, get them to really explain why they feel how they feel, and you'll start changing some lives, man. Bet
Mm,
you.
okay. I never thought about that.
Really? I'm surprised.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome, my friend, because I can honestly see you really getting through because you're approachable, you're
Hmm.
calm, you've got a placid nature. Obviously, we all can have that in us
Yeah.
when we need it,
Yeah.
but whereas I'm more, you're very much on a level. And I think people who don't necessarily want to talk about certain things with people who are going to overpower them and just go, no, you're wrong, you're this, you're that, as soon as they ask them the question. Whereas you can just sit there and listen, ask them the questions, no judgment. You're going to get some very interesting conversations, I believe. Especially like you say, it's a political landscape in university, which I find crazy because in the UK it's not. But yeah, I think that might be good for you. You never know.
Thank you. And that's so untrue because, like, imagine trying to open up to somebody and they're like, no, you're wrong. Da 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 da, pa pa. You're like, bro, I can't even be myself.
Our parents, most of the time, for me anyway.
And mine too, because they want
Yeah.
to always have a little higher up than us, which is normal. You don't want your
Yeah.
kids overstepping you.
Yeah.
And, but like, I always feel like, I'm gonna listen to you and then I'm gonna tell you why I see it the way I see it. You
Mm.
put a question on me and I'm gonna question you to see like maybe you're right, maybe I'm wrong, or maybe I'm right and you're wrong. And maybe what you gotta say gonna help me. And like it's like this, and then boom, you help me, I help you, and then we just like, damn, you had that. Boom, it pulled it in. Boom, boom, boom. And you start becoming wiser and smarter,
Hmm.
you know?
Oh yeah,
That's the way
100%,
I
my
see
friend.
it, man. Like everybody got their own 20 years, 30 years of experience. They might have two, three, 10 things that could help you, skip
Hmm.
those years. So it could help so much everybody, man.
So you created value. Now go give that value. You've created it. You're the value. So now go and give that to the people who need to hear it or need to hear themselves answer questions that are important.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they don't need to hear someone else. They need to hear themselves to realize that, oh, wait, I think like that. Maybe I'll change that.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, it's been a blast, man. It's been sick. Hell yeah. But I'm going to keep watching all every step of the way, every part of the journey. I'm intrigued. I'm invested, man. I believe in it.
Thank you, man.
Hell yeah. But nah, hang on, what was that? Ah, there we go. That's my alarm. Right, my amigo. My amigo. See me? I say that a lot. I call everyone amigo.
Yeah, I'm a
But
real
right.
amigo.
Yeah, you are. You're the realest one I've met, to be
Yeah, I'm the
honest.
brown
I'm
one.
called that.
Yeah, I'm the
No,
brown
I
one.
appreciate it, my friend. It's been a pleasure. And God, thank you so much for getting up the time that you did. If we ever do it again, I'll be the one up early or I'll be the one up late. You don't be getting up that crazy time. When
I
you're the
work like
host,
a
the
dog, man.
guest does that.
I work like a dog, man. Like sometimes when I have days off, I get so mad because I'm like, I'm not doing anything. Time is so
Give it to
valuable.
yourself though. Got to give yourself days off, man.
Yeah.
Without that day off, if you keep going and going and going, give yourself some time because that's when the best ideas come. Trust
Yeah.
me. When you take a step back and just slow down through
Mm.
meditation, but when you do it, that's when the ideas flow. When you
Yeah.
just look at it from when you're not in it, look
Mhm.
like we do. We observe. Look at it from the outside. You get the best ideas come then. But yeah, I've got to go, my friend, because my mum is calling me because I'm going to go meet her. But thank you so much.
Later,
This has
brother.
been amazing. I look forward to it. Chop what you want as well. If you can make me look a bit better, I'll appreciate that. But don't worry.
Hi, brother. Take care. Good talking to you.
See you later, my friend. Bye bye.
Thank you, everybody, for getting to the end of the video. This is a blessing. This is an amazing video with Kieran from England, from another part of the country, a whole different perspective. And it's been a true blessing. Thank you, Kieran, and thank you, everybody, for listening. Peace.